Karlie Redd, reality TV's firecracker, has just found herself in handcuffs and the internet is going wild. But this isn't your run-of-the-mill celebrity bust. With Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris suddenly entangled in the drama, the big question is, what exactly went down? Was it a setup, a backstab, or something far more sinister? Strap in, because this scandal is turning out to be way deeper than anyone could have imagined. If you thought reality TV brought the drama, just wait until you hear what's been brewing behind the scenes. Karlie Redd, the outspoken star of Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, known for her unfiltered attitude and high-octane confrontations, has officially been arrested, and it's no minor offense. We're talking about serious allegations, real-life consequences, and absolute mayhem. But what's even more jaw-dropping than Karlie's arrest is the unexpected link to two major names in the hip-hop and reality TV world, Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris. These aren't just background figures, they're now at the center of a growing firestorm that's catching attention across every corner of social media.
In this video, we're diving into all the details. What exactly led to Karlie's arrest? What parts did Kirk and Mendeecees allegedly play? We've got insider scoops and exclusive takes on why this entire situation could totally shift how fans see their favorite TV personalities. You'll get the real breakdown, what's confirmed, what's speculation, and how this unfolding chaos might derail multiple careers. So don't go anywhere, because just when it feels like things couldn't get wilder, they absolutely do. It all started off quietly, almost suspiciously so, on a seemingly ordinary Friday afternoon. Fans were thrown off when gossip blogs started dropping cryptic hints, saying things like, "Something big is coming for Karlie Redd." And just hours later, TMZ and the Shade Room made it official. Karlie Redd had been taken into custody by Atlanta police, and her mugshots were spreading online like wildfire. But this wasn't your typical DUI or public disturbance story. Early information pointed to Karlie being tied to an active financial fraud investigation. Sources linked to law enforcement revealed that a luxury car rental scam, using stolen identities to acquire high-end vehicles, had been under the microscope for months, and Karlie's name came up again and again. Even more shocking to fans was Karlie's reaction during the arrest. Eyewitnesses at the scene described her as composed, almost smug, like she knew this moment was inevitable. Or worse, that she felt protected by someone powerful. And here's where the story takes a sharp, unexpected turn. Not long after Karlie's arrest, rumors began to spread that she wasn't the only one law enforcement had their eyes on. Suddenly, two surprising names started blowing up on Twitter. Kirk Frost, best known as Rashida's polarizing husband on Love and Hip Hop, and Mendeecees Harris, the often redemptive family man married to Yandy Smith. But the burning question remains, why them?
Based on leaked court documents, it's being alleged that Karlie Redd was channeling payments through a shell company, one that reportedly listed Kirk Frost as a silent partner. At the same time, texts supposedly pulled from Karlie's phone hinted at conversations between her and Mendeecees, discussing how to clean the money via club events and promotions. Though the allegations are still under investigation, the connections alone were enough to send social media into a frenzy. Fans were left with burning questions. Was Karlie orchestrating this entire operation on her own? Or was she simply the fall girl in a much larger scheme? And just when the situation seemed to have reached maximum chaos, an anonymous insider stepped forward with claims that could completely blow the case wide open. To really understand how Karlie Redd ended up at the center of this explosive scandal, we need to hit rewind. Way back. This isn't Karlie's first time tangled in controversy. In fact, longtime fans and critics alike would argue that Karlie has a history of dancing dangerously close to the line. From the jump on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Karlie cemented herself as a magnet for drama.
She thrived in confrontation, regularly turning rumors and secrets into headline-worthy TV moments. But behind the scenes, real-world consequences were steadily building. Let's go back to the boutique controversy in 2018. Karlie faced accusations from former business partners that she had mishandled funds connected to her Mercy boutique. Despite her denials, court documents revealed the boutique had been hit with multiple liens and owed payments to vendors. It was eventually settled quietly, out of the public eye, but for anyone paying attention, it was a major red flag. Then came the real estate headlines in 2020. Karlie had made waves by bragging about flipping houses and stepping into the real estate scene. But local property records told another story. One deal reportedly ended in foreclosure. Critics claimed she was hyping up properties she didn't even legally own. Once again, Karlie shrugged it off, chalking it up to a smear campaign. But the paperwork suggested otherwise. Financial instability and risky collaborations were nothing new for her. And insiders from the love and hip-hop set have long whispered that Karlie often lived well above her means. Designer outfits, luxury vacations, exotic cars. She kept up the image, even when the money wasn't always guaranteed. But the most disturbing part? This may not have been just a string of bad choices. It could have been the setup for something much darker. A former close friend, who requested anonymity, claimed that Karlie was frequently seen around men with serious money, and not all of it felt legitimate. There were always whispers of deals going down off-camera. Karlie was chasing a lifestyle, no matter where the cash came from. And now, that brings us to the current criminal probe. Investigators now suspect that Karlie got in too deep with the wrong crowd, allegedly using her celebrity and connections to help cover transactions and move money. Authorities say she may have played a role in what they're now calling a multi-state luxury rental scam.
Her alleged role? Acting as the public face for businesses that appeared legit, but were actually fronts for funneling money and moving assets. And that anonymous insider we mentioned earlier, they claimed Karlie had been warned months in advance that she was under surveillance, but she shrugged it off, thinking her fame and high-powered connections would shield her from any real consequences. Now let's break down the triangle at the center of all this chaos: Karlie Redd, Kirk Frost, and Mendeces Harris. At first glance, these three might just look like loosely linked names from the love and hip-hop world. But when you peel back the layers, a messy web of loyalties, secrets, and silent betrayals begins to take shape.
Let's begin with Karlie and Kirk. Many fans remember there was once more between them than just professional respect. Their history runs deep, stretching back to the underground heyday of Atlanta's hip-hop scene long before the reality TV cameras were even rolling. Rumors have swirled for years that Karlie and Kirk were involved in a situationship during the early 2000s, well before Kirk married Rashida. Though both have denied it publicly, an old blog post from 2011 recently resurfaced. It hinted at a married producer and a sharp-tongued rising artist being more than just business associates. The streets talk, and now old receipts are being pulled back into the light. Some insiders speculate that Kirk may have helped Karlie financially when she launched her boutique, or possibly loaned her money that was never repaid. That could explain why his name has now popped up quietly in the fraudulent business documents tied to Karlie's arrest. Then there's Mendeces Harris, who, as many know, has his own complex history with the law. Let's not forget, Mendeces served 4 years in federal prison for drug-related charges. Since coming home, he's worked hard to rebrand himself as a reformed, family-oriented man. Often seen alongside wife Yandy Smith on Love and Hip Hop New York, playing the role of a steady, mature presence.
So where does he fit into Karlie's current mess? Turns out, Karlie and Mendeces cross paths, often especially during crossover specials and off-camera events. But their link allegedly runs deeper than what audiences ever saw. According to leaked DMs and a now-deleted audio clip that reportedly features Karlie's voice, the two were discussing joint ventures, specifically club pop-ups and cash-only event promotions. These weren't just random parties. They spanned across Atlanta, Miami, and even Houston. One whistleblower, a former event planner who worked with them back in 2023, claims that the cash collected for appearances never matched the amounts that were reported officially.